SR93 Boxing. I'm back with a quick video. Amir Khan saying that he's upset that the WBC has removed him from the mandatory spot, to a point where I don't think Amir Khan's even in the top 15. I want to quickly give my opinion on all this. Now, I do think to a certain, like, you could argue both ways, and I feel like the WBC does have a point. Amir Khan shouldn't really be upset. Let me tell you what I mean. When Amir Khan was, he recovered from a hand injury, and the WBC said they would let him, they would give him time. All of a sudden, Amir Khan feels like they didn't fulfill the sort of, you could say, the promise that they said they would. But let's be real. I mean, you could excuse Amir Khan for not fighting in 2016 after the Canelo fight, because he coming off a loss, and he had Ramadan and a surgery. But although he did say he was willing to take a 2-0 fight in December, so I guess you could say that Amir Khan should have fought in December. Then he said he would fight in January, said February. I think it went from March, April region. Then it went from May. People said he's going to have a fight with Manny Pacquiao in May or something. And next thing you know, he's not fighting this first half of the year. Amir Khan's claiming that he'll try to get in 2 fights in 2017, in the second half. But that's not going to happen. That's bullshit. This is what happens. Amir Khan has told everyone, the whole world, that he will fight January, February. He'll fight once, at least in 2016, before Ramadan. Once he said that. He said he'll try to get in 3 fights in his in 2017. He once said that. I remember him saying that. Amir Khan then goes on to not fighting anyone. And now he's mad. Now he's a bit upset that, the WBC doesn't have him as a mandatory. And, I do kind of see Amir Khan's point, in the sense that Amir Khan's not even in the top 15. I understand top 5, maybe even top 10, but damn, top 15? Wow. But, I'm actually going to side with the WBC. You have to be fighting. It's one thing for you to be a mandatory, but here's the thing. It's not fair. If I'm fighting, right, you're the mandatory, and I keep fighting, and I'm doing well. Let's say Sean Porter, even though I wasn't impressed with the Andre Berto win, the thing is, it was a win on the record, and it was treated like a win. So for someone who's racking up wins, shouldn't they get to be a higher spot than an inactive Amir Khan? Shouldn't they? I mean, why should you have the mandatory spot when you're not doing anything? So what that doing is basically holding up boxing. You're basically holding up boxing. Amir Khan's very inactive, to be honest, and that's exactly why the WBC did it. It's because he's very inactive. He needs to stop being inactive. He needs to get back in the ring. I don't know why he's not having a 2-0 fight. I don't know why he can't do things right, simple things, just basic things. He was trying to get a fight with Danny Garcia. And, I understand why he took the fight with Canelo, because he wanted a Floyd fight, he wanted a Pacquiao fight. And, you had your hopes up for the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. Or Mayweather or Pacquiao. That's what I mean. And all of a sudden you couldn't get that, then you went for Canelo. But couldn't you just step back and think that, hey, I got the Danny Garcia option, right? He has a title, the title that Floyd Mayweather has been holding for a long time. I can get that title. Am I right? Instead, he went out there, when he became the mandatory, he went out there and fought Canelo, when he could have fought Danny Garcia. He's been doing this shit. He's been doing some stupid mistakes with his career. He's pretty much ruining his career. He went in 2013. He could have fought Devin Alexander. He didn't. He fought Devin Alexander the year after that. But why waste the time? and then he fought Algeria. Then he just sort of sat out there for Mayweather Pacquiao doing some stupid shit. If you can't get them, fine, get someone else. Don't just like wait for them. Like, come on, what the fuck? And now, Amir Khan's Amir Khan needs shit like this. Shit like, no, you can't be inactive all the time. And that's my main problem with Amir Khan, really. That's really my main problem. He can't just be like inactive and expect to. That's not how people treat you. They're not making money. If you're holding boxing up, they're not making money. Right? Because, hey, the mandatory needs to fight. What kind of shit is this? Is the mandatory is not fighting and is still a mandatory? Amir Khan's talking about if the WBC doesn't give him a title shot, then the WBA might. And I think the WBA that Lamont Peterson holds, that's really a silver title, to be honest. That's not the super title that Keith Thurman has. I don't really consider that a real title, but okay, let's consider a real title for a bit. Okay then, Lamont Peterson's a good fighter. Go fight Lamont Peterson. He's just talking, saying he can do this. And I don't think he's scared because he's taking all these chances. He's fought Lamont Peterson. He's fought all these fighters. I know he will do it. He just needs to do it. Going in a candy store saying, oh, I can buy this, I can buy that, I can buy this, I can buy that. Okay, buy it then. Buy something then. You can do this, you can do that, but what will you do? There's a difference between can and will. And did. What did you actually do? What you could have done and what you actually did. There's a difference between that. And yeah, man, Amir Khan, look, I'm kind of siding with WBC on this situation. I kind of see Amir Khan's point, though. You're not even in the top 15. That's a bit fucked up. But at the same time, you should have fought before Ramadan. Ramadan's coming up next week. Like, not even next week, 26th. I think Ramadan's 26th of May. He should have fought. Before Ramadan. At least once. Like, come on. You couldn't have fought in April. You couldn't have had a tune-up fight in April. Like, if you're going to have... Like, this is my point, right? If he says he doesn't need a tune-up fight and he wouldn't even fight in... from what it seems like, Amir Khan, what he's trying to do is, okay, I'm not going to have a tune-up fight. I'm going to go straight away fight 2 hard fights, or at least 1 hard fight in the end of 2017. Okay, that's cool. That leaves you out empty, like without a fight, in the first half of the year. And I don't see why he can't fight in the first half of the year. I don't see why he can't do that. I mean, how does it harm Amir Khan if he fights a tune-up fight of someone like, I don't know, like even a Leonard Bandhu level, like, seriously. Let's say he fights a Leonard Bandhu type, right? It's a tune-up fight, right? He's coming off a hand injury. He's coming off a devastating knockout loss. And, he's been out. Even if he fought, let's say, him in March, that's an inactivity of 8-9 months. But still, it's a stay busy fight. You're getting cash for it. You get money for it, right? Or card payment. It doesn't matter. You get money for it. And you get the feel of your hand. You don't know, right? You have a hand surgery. You don't know how well your hand's going to feel when you go straight into a hard fight. And then what? You're going to like realize your hand's fucked up and then you're going to like flop and shit. That's crazy, man. Look, this is crazy. I don't even like Kell Brook, and I made this clear. But let's be honest. Kell Brook had an injury after Amir Khan, right? I don't know if he had a surgery after Amir Khan. He definitely had they had surgery about a similar time, man. To a point like, they had a surgery about a similar time. Kell Brook had a fight. And keep in mind, Kell Brook, he had his face broken and everything. Kell Brook fought in September. And Amir Khan had a hand surgery. I can't remember. Maybe around that time. Maybe a bit earlier, later. Around that time, basically. So technically, Amir Khan had an injury like before Kell Brook's fight, and Kell Brook had an injury after he had the surgery after, it seems like, and yet he's fighting before. You know, people would be crazy if you took a bomb fight as a tune-up, which, you know, it'd be reasonable to take a tune-up fight, but, you know, we're all pissed off at Kell Brook for taking too many bomb fights. That's why he couldn't take a tune-up fight. But, you know, look at Amir Khan. He's just sitting there. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, man. He needs to get back in the ring. Like, I know he has some issues. With his family and shit, trying to fix all that. But see, like, your family situation should have been gone. Like, what the fuck? I guess the visa situation could also give him problems. Like, he's only allowed to stay here there 180 days. So maybe he's thinking, oh shit, if I stay here now, I won't be prepared for a fight yet, because I don't know what he's thinking. But he did spend some time in the States, right? So he won't be able to spend too much time in the States if he's training a lot, unless he's fighting in the UK, which may mean a Kell Brook fight this year. But that's not here and there. That's just me. It's just me in this video talking about Amir Khan's lack of activity. I'm Mr. 93 Boxing. I'm out.